Hey, what is going on, guys? Edward here, back with another video. In this part of the series, market structure, I want to discuss something that as a technical trader, as I am, I don't like. I hate to admit it, but especially nowadays with all this uncertainty and not knowing what's going to happen, fundamentals, news, right? We have to be prepared as a trader, and especially if you're a technical trader. Now, you have to understand that fundamentals, that news, and everything that is currently happening in the planet, in the United States, in every single country, but especially, of course, because we're trading indices, it is being affected. Even cryptocurrencies right now, gold, right? So they are being affected by news. In these uncertain times that we're currently living in, every little news, every just small news that come up can actually affect and cause some sort of volatility in the markets, okay? And as a trader, we have to understand what is actually happening, what's the reason why the market is acting that way, because sometimes as a retail trader and as a technical trader, we might not know what the hell is going on. To like whatever thing you have, let's say you are trading breakouts, right? You're a breakout trader, right? Not just because the market is breaking a trend, it means that it will crash all the way down. Sometimes the market might just drop a little bit, pushed up again, right? And as a retail trader or as a technical trader, sometimes we might not understand what is going on, why the market, after breaking that trend, it was supposed to go down, why the market pushed up. Well, first of all, the market is not supposed to go down after a break of a trend line, right? Remember, we don't control the markets. We don't move the markets. Okay? We don't move the markets. Understand that. No matter what setup you have, no matter who are you, what type of strategy you have, if you're trading as a retail trader, normal retail trading strategies, or a smart money concept, which is basically, I would say, the same, is the same retail strategy. We're always going to be in the right, like we're always going to guess where the market is going to go. We're always going to be right. No. Okay. And I will show you a couple of examples, especially today, that we had actually a couple of news, couple of reports coming out, and it did affect. And not just that, it's the uncertainty. Right now we're going through a lot of things, especially with Russia and the United States, inflation. The last CPI report and PPI report that were coming out based on inflation, the numbers are saying that inflation is not slowing down, and we might actually get some hikes in the next month or so. So this uncertainty, not knowing exactly what is going to happen, is what's keeping the markets a little like with a little fear, right? So just as an example right here, let me just show you, right? So as a smart money concept, this is a smart money trader, we see, right, we had a clear nice breakout here that happened in the past. Nice break right there. We're going to call that our break of the structure. Okay, that's our boss right there. And after, like before the break of the structure happened, you see that clean move, right? All this imbalance right there. So we can definitely mark all that zone up as our either POI or order block. Or we can also mark this one at the bottom. Okay. All right, this would be our origin. This is maybe our POI. Both zones are really good because they do have imbalance. The market has built up enough liquidity to even consider going in the buy on this one, to be honest. So we do have liquidity below those lows right there. So definitely the position, it is looking good, okay, to go on a buy. So let's see, because we're in H4, we're on a an H4 time frame, we need to go in lower time frame, right? And see what we can spot in this case. Let me just change this, try to hide it. I'm just gonna hide the previous order block that just marked up on H4. I know that it's touching the H4 order block already, the 50% of the order block, right? So just seeing the structure, the market structure, okay, remember it's always important to know how to mark it up correctly and all that stuff, blah, 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 right? I always explain, all right? So because we already know that, and if you haven't seen the previous videos, I recommend you going on the top of the screen, on the top right corner. You will see the previous videos, and based on this series, so you might want to check it out to understand everything that I'm doing at the moment. Okay, so we do have a break of a structure right here. Last break of a structure, the market is touching on H4, right? If we go back on H4, right, we are already touching that middle, like that 50% of this OB. So I want to look for buys. Okay, my intention is to look for buys, but I need to look on lower time frame for a boss and a change of character. So if we say, for example, right here, which one was the highest point? This one. So I would say the change of character would be happening somewhere above that high. Okay. Understanding that, I'm just simply going to wait and see what the market is going to do. Let's say at this point you see, boom, the market is actually breaking to the upside. We can stay even right here on the 5 minute, or let's see how it looks on 15 minute. Yeah, 15 minutes. You can refine your order block. This is a nice push right there, aggressive buy. You can mark this entire zone as perhaps as your order block now, right? Let's go back to the 5 minute. When you go to the 5 minute, you can maybe even refine the order block a lot better, right? Something like that. All right. So now that we have our break of a structure to the downside, right? This was a double bottom right there, like equal lows, and we have a change of character. After having that change of character, we're simply going to wait for the market to come back so we can look for the buy here and hold it perhaps all the way to the top, right? Because the if we go back on H4 based on this order block, right, we normally would go on the buy there, stop here, and take profit all the way to the top, right? That's what we want to do, but we want to catch that sniper entry. Okay, so with that being said, let's go back to the 1 minute, 5 minute, I'm sorry, and look at what happened. It did actually move up a little faster, but look at what happened. After the change of character, price pulled back just a little bit, then pushed up, created another high, right there, created another high, and drop. What happened here? Why is it failing? Why is it failing? Why the market actually failed and just continued dropping and did not, respected this order block and just ended up breaking to the downside right here, like this zone right here? Why did it do that? Right? If the market had shown already the change of character, okay? One, this could be a sweep, okay, or what is known as a fake change of character. The market was not ready to go up just yet, so it went down to pretty much take all this liquidity from even this equal lows right there. Okay, that's what potentially was happening. Now, if we keep watching and just seeing what the market is doing in this case, if we see this, the market now have this boss to the downside, right? Now look, we have this very aggressive sell. So is the market now going to go for the sell now? Is it going to continue selling? Can I go for a sell knowing that I'm standing on an H4 order block, bullish order block? Should I go for the sell or should I wait for my buys? What should I do? Because the market is at this point, like after this fake change of character, the price dropped and created another boss right there to the downside. Like, what should I do? Right? Should I take this sale? Should I not take this sale? What should I do in this case? Look what the market is actually doing. So look at all this crazy move. Right now, price is breaking up again to the upside, right? Maybe sweeping the highs, not understanding, is this actually a boss? Is this a change of character? Sometimes, guys, the markets will get like that. It will literally not give you anything. When the market is in a certain area, right, in a critical point, for example, the H4 order block, right, very strong demand zone that we're currently touching on H4. It's critical zone because a lot of buyers want to get in control, but there's a lot of uncertainty, especially with the news. This week it's been crazy with the news as well. If we go on this website here, we see that we've been having a lot of news today. We had this report. Yesterday we had the FOMC minutes, and that's why the market was so choppy. All this entire thing, it was very, very choppy. Let me just move it already right there. Right? Look how choppy the market was yesterday. Market was here today. It was trying to continue pushing up, but no, it's now coming back down. If we go back to the H4, look at what's happening. See? So all the uncertainty and after these reports that are coming out are causing a lot of indecision in the markets. And it's in a good zone to buy, but at the same time, I believe, and I have told this to my students on the VIP, that this would definitely look for a nice buy. It would be a nice long swing trade, right? But at the same time, I don't believe it's going to happen because of the uncertainty that we're currently having. Sorry for my English. So last week was crazy with the news, right? Crazy. This week we've been having also strong news, especially this one right there. That one causes the markets to go completely nuts. I hate it. I don't like it. I admit. And I said this to you because many people will say, oh, Eduardo, you're just looking for excuses. Yeah, this setup didn't make sense or whatever. You know, the market is, maybe you're not a good, smart money trader. No, it's not that. The market will always go through certain conditions, right? Where not every strategy, whatever strategy that you're using, it's going to be playing out. All right? Whatever you're using, smart money concept, if you're a normal retail trader, not all the time the markets will be in the condition we want. Okay? It sucks. It's been a very slow week for me. Last week it was also a very, very slow week for me because of all the fundamentals. Our markets are very indecisive, are not showing a clear formation. I always tell my students, guys, if you don't see what you like, don't enter. If you don't spot the setup you want to see, don't force the entry. Do not enter. Okay? Using sometimes even common sense to understand where your standings are. I kind of wanted to look for buys here, but the market was not giving me the opportunity. It was very, very choppy, very indecisive. I wanted to go for buys, I remember yesterday in here after this chop, but the market went directly like that, and I just wanted to wait for a little bit more confirmation. I actually had a buy, and I had an aggressive buy somewhere here, right? Just waiting for the market to give me the opportunity to jump into this buy, but it failed, and I just got stopped on my main entry, and from there I just stopped trading. I did not trade, right? And today, crazy, didn't have any positions either. So let me just go ahead and just continue giving you some scenarios like this where fundamentals messed everything up, because it is going to happen. News will mess everything up. Let me see if I can find actually some other days where we had a lot of news happening. All right, right here in this day, this was on February 7th. We go to investing.com and we look for that date. Basically, we're Tuesday, February 7th, that this entire week. you see that we had a lot of reports, especially the ones that has 3 stars, right? Those are the ones that normally affect the most, okay? Initial jobless claims and so on. But this day, I think it was a Monday. Yeah, it was around 12:40. That's when Jerome Powell was speaking. Especially when this guy speaks, oh my God, this you know, he can cause a lot of fear and a lot of indecision. So 12:40 p.m. Okay, so let me go to the chart right here, and let's see what was happening. So this was what time? It's around, it was midnight or was it in the morning? It was 12. So yeah, depending on the hour, I think this was actually New York. I think this was actually New York session. But just to show you that market was sort of consolidating. There was a little consolidation here. Let me just remove this. All right. Clone it and paste it on top. That was some sort of consolidation. What time was this? 4 in the morning. Okay, so this is a London low. This was 10 in the morning. So London low in New York, basically right here. There's liquidity. This equal lows right there. There's literally money sitting below those lows. Okay, liquidity. The same thing at the top, like all this zone, like in overall. Let me just change this to liquidity and stretch it, because it's everything. It's all of that, right? Markets will at least take some of that, and also at the top, right? When markets are consolidating, there's liquidity below and above. Okay, so let's see what happened. Just look at this. When Jerome Powell started speaking, and he wasn't even speaking yet. Look at that. It was 1:30. Okay, this is 1 hour behind. So in comparison to 12:40. So yeah, Jerome Powell was about to speak in this area. Jerome Powell was actually about to speak. This is 1:15. So yeah, my country basically. So this is my country time. But he was almost about to speak. 1:45, he was already speaking here. And look at that. Why is the market just pushing up that strong, just causing all that crazy volatility? Look at that. Market even came back to sweep London lows and this New York low right there. Did it get lower? No, well, not lower enough to just take sweeping these lows, but it did sweep London lows from that day and New York lows right there. And let me see what the market did after that. Yeah, so just look at that aggressive push all of a sudden, then again another drop, and then another push, very strong. Then it started just doing this was Asian session. After that, this was Asian session, and then we had a drop on the next day, and then just after that just dropped again, creating new lows and then pushing up again. Look at, there's a lot of indecision. But especially these big moves, they normally happen when something like that, you know, when he speaks, or whenever, you know, other type of news comes up. So let me just look for another report. I think it was the CPI and the PPI report. Those days are normally crazy as well. So let me take a look. Right here we see on the week of February 13, pretty much until 17. Yep. We also had a lot of news, but especially on, I think it was on Tuesday. Yes, CPI and core PPI. Yeah, so we had the PPI on Thursday and the CPI on Tuesday. So that was on the 14th. So when we go to the 14th, it was actually right here. Just look at it. Just already you can see what is actually happening. So just by that, let's say, even if you're trying to look for a setup like right here, I mean, there is nothing. There's literally nothing. Yeah, let me move the market up to here. Let's say we go to the 5-minute and let's see if we can actually look for an entry. This day it's already looking ugly. So let's see, this was 7, 8 in the morning, 7, okay, London session, and this is Asian session basically. This is Asian session. Then London session started pushing up and it started breaking the structures to the upside. So we were kind of looking bullish. Market broke or induced right there. So I'm just, pardon me if you see the structures right now, but I think this is an inducement and this is another inducement right here. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to emphasize on that, but price is technically pushing up, right? The New York Stock Exchange in my country opens at 10:30, so about right here. But let's see what's happened, because this report was actually coming out at 8:30, so 1 hour before the New York Stock Exchange. So at 9:30, that's when it was opening. So when the report was coming out. So look at that. Look at all those indecision. Just look at the first candle. If there's no, and this is why it's so important. I always tell my students, guys, if we are, if you know that the CPI report or PPI or even NFP or Jerome Powell is speaking, it's very dangerous to have any type of position open, no matter if it was a buy or a sell, because you most likely are going to be swept. Okay, if you're lucky, you can, you were on a buy, the market, first of all, it first pushed up and hit your TP before it crashed. Okay, you're lucky. But other than that, it's a lottery. It's a lottery. The market just got very, very crazy after that. You are thinking, oh my God, okay, so should I go with a sale now? Should I start looking for sales? And no, in reality, look at what's happening. The market is just, okay, trying to push. Should I, from this point, should I be looking for buys? I don't know, maybe this order block right here. What should I do? And you see, it's just nothing clear. Can I perhaps, after this break right here, I see a nice clear order block, right, that I can maybe go selling? No, the market is not ready yet. Can I maybe go on this one, right? Because you're so excited, you are so eager at this point, you're so, impatient and just waiting. Can that one play out? Let me see if that one is going to play out. Maybe I'm lucky. Let me see, just put it like that. No, look at that. So market would actually stop you out, and then it took, this is Asian session now. You're going into Asian session. Asian session to start not doing anything and just end up pushing up. Lots of noise right there. But you see, it's very tricky when you have a day like that. CPI report, PPI report. It's crazy. It is crazy. Do not trade when you have days like this. Okay? Markets indecision, especially nowadays, it's crazy. It's crazy. So the next day was on Thursday. That was on, I'm sorry. Oh yes, Thursday, PPI. Yeah, that was on the 16th. On the 16th. So on the 16th, I think it was this one. It was at what time? 10, 9:30. I think it was this one. Was it? Yeah, it should have been this one. Yes, 10:30 and 9:30. So 9:30. This drop was clean. You see, it was actually, at least on this one, the drop was strong, right? Nice drop right there. This aggressive move. 9:30. This is when the PPI report came out, right? Big drop, beautiful drop. You could have thought, oh, that's an aggressive, right? I'm gonna go ahead, and this is a nice potential order block right here, and I would like to go for the sale, right? Market has touched the order block, mitigated a couple of times, lots of struggle, ends up actually pushing up, just sweeping, taking liquidity out from those highs, from those zones, before actually going your direction. So you see, it played you out if you were even trading as a smart money trader. right? You will still get stopped out, okay? So guys, with this, what I'm trying to show you here is just simply to understand, be cautious whenever you have this type of news. If you already know, I recommend you watching investing.com or finviz.com, right, where you can see when and exactly at what time important news are going to come up. And in this case, especially the ones that are in red, these are the ones that has a higher impact, okay? And when you are on investing.com, the ones that are with 3 stars, you can actually filter that. You can actually filter, and you see you don't want news that has 2 stars. You want only news that has 3 stars. Okay, so apply. So the market will filter, the application will filter all the noise, and it will leave only the 3 stars. So these 3 stars are the ones that they are more likely to have, a bigger impact on the markets, okay? And whenever there is a CPI, PPI report, NFP, Jerome Powell is speaking, it's a lottery day, guys. Understand that it's a lottery, okay? If you want to trade it, be my guest. But it's a lottery. You don't know where the market is actually going to go. You can get lucky, but most of the times you're going to get stopped up. Most of the time, I can promise you this, most of the times you're going to get stopped up. So what you can do is, maybe after the news comes up, I suggest you waiting maybe 30 minutes to an hour after the news are out, okay, to see if the market is actually showing a direction. Because if you don't see a direction, like for example here, you see the market drop and then pushed up and then another drop. If all of this happened within 1 hour, you already know, oh shit, there is no direction here. The market is just playing around. You see, it went up first and down and up again and down. If all this happens within an hour, you know there is no clear direction. So you should not be just trading at all, okay? Now, if you see that maybe the market did this on the first hour, maybe, I don't know, maybe first 15 minutes, right? It did all this crazy shit. But then after that, market start doing something like this, okay, start showing a lot clear, all right? You can maybe then go or start looking for the buys. But try to be a little bit more patient and wait for that volatility to go away. If it doesn't go away, it means that the entire day is going to be just like that, and you won't be able to take anything from the market. The market will actually make you lose money. So it's just an advice, a little tip right there. I try to stay out whenever there's news like that, as I mentioned, especially maybe after an hour. If I see that after an hour there is no clear direction, I don't trade. It's simple as that. I hope you guys understand. If this is the first time you're watching this video, I recommend you going on the top right here. I'm sharing with you the playlist where you're going to find the entire series of a smart money concept and market structure. You will love it. And please subscribe if you're new on the channel. Give it a big thumbs up. It motivates me to keep posting videos for you like that, guys. I know this helps a lot, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.